Hi there guys, my name is Jacob and welcome back to my channel. Now I know you've probably heard this before, but you really should start a YouTube channel. See, a year ago I started my YouTube channel and I really had no idea where it was going to go. But you know, I kept at it, and a year later I have got more than 75 videos on my channel. I've got more than 1,040 subscribers. And to be quite honest, I have no idea where they've come from, but I'm incredibly grateful that I do have them. If you're one of those people who have subbed, thank you. But I have spoken to a couple of people this week and I've told them, you know, they should start a YouTube channel. And they both said exactly the same thing to me, that who's going to watch my channel and what do I have to talk about? And you know, everybody says those two things. I even said that myself before I started a YouTube channel. You know, I first thought about doing this in 2020 when, as we all know, COVID hit. Basically, my work sent me home and I had to work from home 5 days a week. So I found myself with a lot more time on my hands. So I was watching YouTube and constantly thinking, I would love to have a go at this. And those two questions crop up. Who's going to watch and what am I going to talk about? And I pondered over those things for weeks and months and always talked myself out of it. And honestly, I regret that so much now because, like I say, I only started this last year. So you're talking 2023. So this had been on my mind for nearly 3 years before I actually decided to set my camera up and start filming. And what a waste of 3 years. You know, imagine where I would be now if I'd have been doing this for 4 years consistently. You know, who knows? But, you know, that is something that I have to live with. But I'm so glad I eventually started. And I really think you should too. Now, I'm not somebody who has a lot of friends, so I don't go out all that much. I'm not that social. I generally stay in and, you know, I enjoy my own company. But what that does leave me with is generally quite a bit of time on my hands once I've finished work. And, you know, I've got plenty of hobbies. I love watching sports, you know, I love gaming. You know, I like reading books, as you can probably see behind me. I like music, as you can probably see the vinyls behind me. So I've got lots of different hobbies and passions. But I still have, you know, plenty of time on my hands to be able to do other things and be, you know, a little bit creative rather than just consuming all the time, whether that be television, games, whatever. It's actually really nice to create stuff. I don't think there's ever been a point in my life where I would have said I am a creative person. And yet YouTube, amazingly, has brought this side out of me that I didn't even know existed. And honestly, I'm loving it. I'm loving creating the videos. I'm loving thinking about it, researching topics. I'm loving interacting with the people actually on my channel and commenting and all that type of stuff. There's just so many aspects to it that I didn't even know existed until doing it. And I would encourage you to do this too. Now, I will say, obviously, things feel a lot better when your channel is doing well. And I will say that at the minute, my channel is on a high. You know, I'm getting probably the most views I've ever had. I've got the most subscribers I've ever had. You know, and I am not a big channel by any means. Like I said before, I've got 1,000 subscribers. But to me, that is one hell of an achievement. I actually Googled it the other day, how many YouTube channels hit the 1,000 subscriber mark. And apparently, I don't know whether this is true, but Google says it is, less than 8% of all YouTube channels, and there are like tens of millions of them, less than 8% of YouTube channels ever hit 1,000 subscribers. So in a little over a year, I have managed to, you know, bump myself into that top 8% category, which I don't know what you think, but I think that is pretty impressive. And I am nobody special. I'm just your average Joe who works a day job and decided to one day set up a tripod with a camera and, you know, start talking into the camera. And like I say, you can do this. I'm sure if you have watched my channel, you've seen my videos. You know, I am not somebody who has fancy editing or, you know, travels the world and vlogs about it or anything like that. I literally just set up my camera and I go and I talk about things that I'm passionate about. I don't even know if anyone's ever going to watch the videos when I make them, but I just think about a topic that I'm passionate about, or something that's happened in the news this week, or things like that. And I just, set the camera up and give my opinion. And, I think it's great. It's given me a new lease of life, really, that I didn't really think YouTube could do, to be quite honest. But it has. And because of that, I want as many people to do it as possible, because I think there's so many people out there that have, experiences and talents and skills that they can share by making videos and telling people about them and teaching people, educating people, especially the older generation. You've got a wealth of knowledge of, career advice, travel advice, you name it. You've been through probably a heck of a lot more than I have in my lifetime. And that is all stuff you can share with people on YouTube. Now, you might think, as I said before, who's going to watch and who's going to listen to you? We all think that, but that is kind of imposter syndrome a little bit, that we all think that no one wants to listen to us. But to be honest, unless you try, how will you ever know? And that is kind of how I found myself doing this. I spoke about this with myself, with my wife, 2 or 3 years. I pondered over, do I start YouTube? And I worried, will different people find my YouTube channel, like, old school friends, work colleagues, family, and kind of, ridicule me or, whatever. And yet those are genuine fears and they still exist today. It's still a scary thought to think that people I know watch my YouTube channel and hear what I have to say. But at the same time, you've got to put yourself out there, because if you just succumb to those fears and, stay in your own little box and you never kind of, push out of it, you're never going to know what you can achieve. And you watch lots of people on YouTube that have, tens of thousands of subscribers and they make a real income from YouTube. And you could be somebody who does that. But until you try, you will never know. And, that's what I want to leave you with today, guys. That thought of, if you've ever thought about doing YouTube, or maybe you've never thought about it, well, maybe now is the time to think about it. We've all got a phone in our pockets that is capable of recording video and uploading to YouTube. You don't need fancy equipment or anything like that. You just need an idea in your head, a little bit of confidence to obviously actually put yourself on camera, because it is a weird thing. A year on, I'm still not used to it, but you have to live with it. You just get over it and go for it. But seriously, guys, think about giving it a go. I think it could be well worth your while. It's opened so many doors for me, and I'm going to continue to do it. And I just hope people like my content and continue to watch. But guys, I will leave it there. If you are one of the people who made it to the end of this video, thank you for watching. If you could hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well. And if you want to go even further to help my channel, there is a link down below that says buy me a coffee. And it's basically just like a little tip jar where, if you love the content and you want to just help my channel out a little bit, you can leave a tip or, leave me a coffee donation. But other than that, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.